No one ever was. They get
Hello and welcome everybody, this is Omar from Team Ursaring. I'm bringing you another PikaRom deck profile. I changed it up a little bit and I want to see what you guys think about it, and if you like it, go ahead and comment as well. So we're going to get going, guys. After this Worlds that just happened this weekend, we got to see a lot of different decks and a lot of cool ideas that we as players didn't even think about. And so I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Pokemon lineup for this PikaRom deck profile. And it's going to be a little different than the last one I posted. So this one is running the Jirachi version for the search engine, which is really cool. It's running 3 counts. I like it because it just adds that consistency to the deck, and you're able to fish in more, get some more cards that you need, key cards as custom catchers, energy switches, tag energy, tag switch, electromagnetic radars, anything that you can get. Jirachi's going to help you for your finishing combos, or either off to get off the beginning of the game for your first turn. It just allows you to dig in even more, and I think it's a great card to be adding to this deck profile. So of course, we're going to have the 1 copy of Zapdos. Zapdos is really good for early knockouts or either late game when you just need to hit those certain numbers, but you don't want your opponent to take out a big tag team. So Zapdos is really good because you can also power it up. It's only 1 energy cost. You have 0 aura. You're running a lot of switches in this deck, so you're able to switch it out to be able to hit for that full potential that it has. Now, also, I have another alternative card, just a tech option. If you know what your meta is around your surrounding area, you could also add in or replace the Zapdos for a Tapu Fini. Now, Tapu Fini is really good against Persephone, since it is an Ultra Beast. The attack for the second attack, it allows you to just attach a colorless energy, so it can be used in any deck really when you're going against Persephone. And for 1 energy, you're hitting 100 times 2. It's 200 knockout on the Persephone, and they have no choice but to either knock it out or try to get something else for a knockout. But usually this puts them in a pickle because you're using a single prize attacker with 1 energy to get a knockout on a Persephone. It's just a tech option for you guys if you like it. It's a really good tech option. If you know that your meta around your area is Persephone heavy, I would definitely put a Tapu Fini in it. So on to our next card. Of course, it is going to be the Tapu Koko for the Dance of the Ancients. This is a great card to get some energies onto the board for energy acceleration. It's just a great card to have in this deck, and it just matches it so well. Okay, so in the previous list of the PikaRom that I had, we had 2 Zero Auras, but we cut it down to 1 because we do have a lot of switch mechanics in this deck. So Zero Aura just adds that extra bit of little switching around, promoting different kinds of Pokemon up. And it's just a great card to have still, so it's just bumping it down to 1 count for this deck. We also have, of course, the 2 copies of the Dene. The Dene is just an amazing card to have. DD change lets you discard all your hand, draw 6 cards. You can even support it if you haven't. This just allows you to dig into your deck tremendously. Along with running it with Jirachi, it just adds so much consistency to this deck, and also allows you to dig even further for those combos that you need for this deck. So on to our next Pokemon. We're going to move these guys to the side. It's going to be the 2 count Pikachu Zekrom. Now this guy is amazing to have in this deck. This is how it started off with this deck, with the Pikachu Zekrom for the full blitz. 150, get some energies out of your disc, or out of your deck, and load them up to your Pokemon any way you want. It's a great card to have. The Tag Bolt GX is amazing for this current meta because it puts everybody on the edge to be able to be careful how to play. They're going to have to run Mew, or if they don't, they're going to be in trouble if they're allowing you to set off that Tag Bolt GX. It's just a great card to have. And with 240, I know it's a little easy to be knocked out, but still it's got some good numbers on it. Okay, so on to our final Pokemon count. It is going to be the new Raichu Alolan Raichu card. We're running a 2 count in this deck. This is another great card that just came out from Unified Minds. The first attack allows you to, just kind of like Zapdos, you promote it up to the active, and it does extra 80, so 160 plus paralyzation. So it's a great card to have. It's got 260 life, and the best part about this card, the GX, if you have extra energies, 2 more extra energies, so 5 total extra energies on this Pokemon, it allows you to hit for 250. With the electric power, you're hitting 280, and that's knockout on any GX that is currently in this meta right now. So it's a great card. You're able to one-shot things if you need to with this guy right here, and he is just that powerful. It makes it even harder for Charizard, Reshiram, or anything else to knock it out because of the 260. It's a great card to have. Alright guys, so this is the lineup for the Pokemon. We're going to move on to items. Let's get these out of the way real quick. Alright, so off to start we have some stadium count. So we have the one copy of Thunder Mountain. Of course, this card allows you to use an attack for one less electric energy. It's a great card to have. And we are going to stick with the original 2 Lysander Labs that we had in our other deck profile. Now, Lysander Labs is an amazing card. It shuts down a lot of the tool cards there is in this current meta because of spell tags, skateboards, even the pesky, what are the fairy charms in the Guardy Sylveon, because that is going to be a thing now since it was in Worlds. It's a great card to have, and it's just, Radiant Forest, you could put it in here, but everybody else is playing that. So you just might as well use theirs and go ahead and have your own Lysander Labs to shut down some things and, get some disruption to the opponent. So onto our supporter count, we are going to have the 2 Volkners. Volkner is really good in this deck for the combos that you need for searching out the item that you want, and along with an energy. It's a great card to have. You can get your combos off if you need Electro Power, if you need your second custom catcher to gust up a Pokemon on the bench and get the knockout for a game. This is the guy that you want. It's a great card to have. The 2 count, it's all you need for this deck. You're going through it so fast. And of course, for supporter, another supporter we have is Lily. We got a 4 count of Lily for this deck. And we're sticking with the 4 count. It's a great card to have because after you D-change, you can Lily for 8 on your first turn. And you don't want to get rid of cards in your hand for this deck because there's a lot of combos that you can work off with the double custom catchers, your electro powers that you need to get knockouts. You just want to draw into more cards on top of what you already have in your hand if you could just thin down a little bit more. So that brings us down to our last supporter for this deck profile, and it's going to be Cynthia. So we're running a 3 count Cynthia. We were running 4 previously, but the 3 count's really good because you are running Jirachi, so that's just an extra search mechanic to get some extra cards you need or you want or you're looking for. So the 3 count Cynthia, I believe it's really good. You don't need no more of these supporters because you're going through this deck tremendously fast. Okay, so that is our supporter lineup. We're going to move on to some items. Okay, so for Pokemon search mechanics, we are running the 3 copy Electromagnetic Radar. This is a great card to have. We did have 4 previously, but we cut it down to 3. It allows you to discard 2 cards, search for 2 electric type Pokemon GXs. And so you're able to get the Dane, Pikachu's, Aurora, Raichu out. Any of your GXs in this deck, you're able to get it out with these cards. And also, you can use it to discard your energies you need for the Tapu Koko. So it's a great card to have. Our second search mechanic is going to be the 2 copies of Pokemon Communication. Now this card is really good because it allows you to fish out your Jirachis, your Tapu Koko, and your Zapdos. So of course you're going to want to get that Koko out first thing, as soon as possible. You want to get him out to make sure he is out on the bench and you're able to use his abilities. So this card just adds that extra consistency in there for the search mechanic for your Pokemon. And we are going to be running a 1 copy Cherish Ball. I think this card is really good. The combination of the Cherish Balls and the Electromagnetic Radar, because sometimes you don't want to discard cards you have in your hand. So the Cherish Ball allows you to get at the Dane or another Pokemon that you really don't want to use this to discard cards in your hand, because the cards you have in your hand are pretty good. And also allows you to use it, get a Pokemon out, Lily, and just great card to have all around. And you're easy to search out with Volkners as well. So we're going to move those to the side. We are, of course, running the 4 count Electro Power. 4 count Electro Power is a must for this deck. It adds that extra damage to those knockouts that you're going to need. Even with Pikachu's Zekrom, you're able to get some knockouts against Charizard or anything that has a high HP with that. These are the cards you're going to use to get those knockouts, along with Raichu. Only needs 1 to get a knockout on those 270 tag team Pokemon. And of course, on to our next one, the new popular card for our Gust effect is the Custom Catchers. So we'll definitely want to run 4 because Custom Catcher is your new Gust effect. And also in this deck, it's being used a lot for drawing more cards because you're able to thin down your hands so well that Custom Catcher allows you to draw up to 3 cards if you don't have anything else. And it's a great card because there's been a lot of situations where in playtesting I didn't have anything else. I was able to thin down Custom Catcher, used it to draw 3 cards, and I was able to get what I needed for the knockout. So it's a great card to have, and I think 4 is the lucky number, of course, and every deck is running 4 right now. So right now we're going to move on to our energy switches. So we are running 2 copies of energy switches. We took it down from 4 to 2. I think that's a good count because you are also running the new tag switch, which allows you to move 2 energies from one of your tag team Pokemon to any other Pokemon. So this count right here is really good because you can stretch it out with your Jirachis, your Volkners. You have a lot of stretch mechanics to get those cards that you need out. And as soon as you need it for the first 10 full blitz, after that you really don't need any more energy switches around because that's the whole point of having them, to get them off the first turn for the full blitz to get your Pokemon loaded up for the next attack and put that pressure on to the opponent. Okay, so on to our next item card. It is going to be the 2 copy of Reset Stamp. This is another new card from Unified Minds. It's like an ends. If your opponent has less prizes or has been taking prizes, you can reset stamp them when they draw that many cards, which in the end or even in the beginning or against a Charizard Reshiram or the new Guardy Sylveon, this hurts them really bad because they're using greens to get the cards they need for the next turn. So this prevents them and slows them down a little bit. So it's a great card to have. We are running another one from Unified Minds, Stadium Nav. Now this is another great card because it allows you to flip 2 coins or the dice. For each head, you get to stretch your deck for the stadium. It's a great card to have. It just allows you to, if you need a Lysander Labs or if you need your Thunder Mountain, you're able to get it out. Such a good card to have, guys. So, like I said earlier, we are running a heavier count of switches. I think in the previous one we weren't running any actually because we were relying on the 2 Zeraors. But because of the unmanned power plant that's going around right now, the 4 copy of switches is really good because just in case you're playing against an opponent that is running that card and they played down, your Zeraora can't be used anymore until you fish out a stadium. So why just leave it up to chance to fish out a stadium if you can have multiple options to switch your Pokemon that you need at that moment? And we are running 1 copy of a skateboard. We're only running 1 because you are running Lysander Labs yourself. So that 1 copy of skateboard is just to have in a Jirachi for when you don't have a Lysander's Lab or either it gets bumped out. So this is, that 1 count's really good. I like it a lot. It works out well with this deck. So that is our supporter lineup. Let me put it down so everybody can see it again as well. Let me see, move these around just in case you're looking for building a deck with this. So we got the 4 copy Electro Power, 4 copy Custom Catchers, 2 Pokemon Communications, 2 Energy Switches, 1 Tag Switch, 2 Reset Stamps, Stadium Nav, 1 Cherish Balls, the 4 copies of Switch, 1 copy of Skateboard, and 3 copies of Electromagnetic Radar. And that is it for our item count, guys. So we're going to move on to our energy. I think this deck is very consistent. It definitely hits all the numbers that you need. As long as you learn how to play the deck, you play test it with a little bit, you're able to get it off so well. I mean, it's so fast. It sets up by itself. All you got to do is learn how to play it a little bit. You get going on it. So for the energy count, we are running 11 energies. That is 4 right there. Another 4 energies right there. And 3 more. So 11 energies for this deck is really good, guys. You don't need no more, no less right here. The 11 energy allows you to get all your Pokemon powered up that you need. With the full blitz, you're able to get them out as well. It's just great amount of energies for right here, and I wouldn't change it. If anything, just change an item or either a Pokemon out if you're going to take in some other option for, depending on the meta where you're at. Like I said, for the Tapu Fini, that's a great tech option. If you know that your location of meta is heavy on Persephone, Tapu Fini is a great addition or great tech option for those days of League Challenges, League Cup, guys. Alright guys, so that is my new updated version of the PikaRom deck profile that I have going up. And if you like the video, please do subscribe, comment, and like it. And I'll keep you posted on the next videos that we be uploading later, guys. Alright guys, peace out.